A very lovely morning it is, and welcome to Sports Recap on Hills TV. I want to believe you had a great night. Definitely, it's time for us to tell you what the sporting world is all about as we see Real Madrid defensive midfielder moving down to Manchester today for his medicals as a contract. Of course, on personal term has been agreed, but we'll wait to see a deal being finalized later today and more you get on the news on Sports Recap today. I'm Richard Badung, and I'm not alone in the studio. As you can see.
Good morning, Richard.
Very good morning, Lubem.
I am Aidan Lubem. Welcome to Sports Recap. I tell you, it's going to be a thing of joy when Casemiro links up with Cristiano Ronaldo, former teammate at Real Madrid. Of course, perhaps they may be able to create and spark some new magic in the team.
All right, before getting to that story, let's tell you that the Congress of Nigerian Football Federation, that is the NFF, on Thursday constituted the Electoral and Appeal Committees ahead of the September 30 elective Congress scheduled to hold in Benin City, Edo State. From what we've seen, the nation football governing body also named Aikugire Anthony as the chairman of the Electoral Committee and Barrister Gandhi Umar as chairman Appeal Committee. The General Assembly also approved Benin City, capital of Edo State, as venue for the NFF Elective Congress 2022. Quickly, let's get your thoughts.
We're talking about the NFF elections. I think it's a form of getting a new leadership.
Definitely.
Recall that Amaju Pini came out to say he came out publicly to say he's not interested in a third term. And so we expect to see a new leadership. But this Congress is going to produce a new president. We just hope that everything goes into order to ensure a smooth transition of leadership.
All right, so let's move away from there. We wait for September 30 to see who becomes the new NFF president after 2 tenures of Amaju Pinnick. Away from that now to some basketball stories. Ahead of the 4th window of the 2023 FIBA World Cup qualifiers, head coach of the D-Tigers, Mike Brown, has confirmed that the team is actually in good shape and good preparation for them to actually move on and getting their things right. And how is that? It confirmed that the team's camp will open on Saturday in Ivory Coast. The American-born Gaffer last week invited 15 players to camp for the final window of the qualifier. Brown said getting there early will help the team gain its focus. The Tigers need up to their game in the competition as they are currently sitting on 4th position. They will open their campaign against host Cote d'Ivoire today.
Of course, that we expect to see Team Nigeria after Cote d'Ivoire. They'll be taking on Angola.
Definitely.
I think this is a good news because the federation, like you said earlier, was banned by the president for 2 years, and of course an interim committee was also set up to look at grassroots basketball. But initially, after the ban was lifted, now up to 3 months, we saw the ban being lifted, and of course just yesterday we saw the dissolution of the committee also. And now we are talking about going to participate in the African Basketball Championship. So although the Tigers, yes, they don't have much record when it comes to professional basketball, but well, compared to the female side, the Tigers, compared to the Tigers,
I think now I'm getting the point.
Yeah, so let's just see if we can get something reasonable from the team.
All right, of course, they've been full of surprises, and this time we hope it doesn't stop. Let's get back to football. We had NFF on Thursday rising from its 77th Annual General Assembly in Lagos has approved the replay of quarterfinals of this year's IETO Cup, adding that Atland FC have already qualified for the semi-final after beating Katsina United in the quarterfinal on penalties. Quickly, this actually happened again yesterday during the Annual General Assembly. What will be your take, despite Kwara United, being the team, the 4th team to play for Nigeria there?
Of course, like you said, Atland FC have already been qualified. That's what the Congress said also. And so some of those players have given in their best and they were not able to get the result. But it's a good one. The team has come out to say that the group from the Congress have come out to say they should replay those matches. So I think it's a good step.
All right, a good step he has actually mentioned there. Let's see what happens as Super Eagles outscore Mahanaim in friendly Ghana clash. The Super Eagles of Nigeria, that's the Chan B side, actually did very well to make sure they get the results by 3-2 against Mahanaim in a friendly played in Abuja on Thursday of the African Nations Championship qualifiers against Ghana. Let's quickly get into this. We'll be seeing the team play against Ghana, and of course, it's going to be a big one. The winner of Nigeria is yet to win this tournament.
Of course, like you said, Aliyu Baba was able to get a brace for the Mahaniam FC. And of course, the Eagles will also be squaring up against the Black Galaxies in the first leg in Cape Coast on Sunday, August 28th. I think it's just in preparation for the main competition.
And of course, we'll get to the return leg at the MKO Abiola National Stadium in Abuja come 3rd September. That will surely be on a Saturday, as the winner on aggregate will earn a berth at the 7th African Nations Championship finals to be staged in Algeria early next year. From there, let's quickly tell you, after a poor performance by the Super Falcons coach Randy Waldrum at the just concluded Nations Women Africa Cup of Nations, the Randy Waldrum, following the team not so good performance, is now facing a sack. Probably he may be called to rest, as the United States tactician led the 9-time African champions to a 4th finish at the 2022 African Women Nations Cup. The coach will only escape being asked if the NFF Technical and Development, subcommittee, after going through so many evaluations, have been convinced that his technical abilities can take Nigeria far at the FIFA Women World Cup next year. And this actually is what Aisha Falade actually had a lot to say about this, doubting his performance. But let me hear from you. From what we've seen so far, from the invitational tournament down to the Nations Cup, do you see Waldrum taking Nigeria far in the World Cup?
Well, first of all, before I answer that, look at what I think the Nigerian Football Federation is about to make another mistake like they did in the male category. Recall what happened with the Super Eagles just few months before they sacked the coach and all of that, and then we saw the performance of the team. And now I think we're making the same mistake again, just because Waldrum was not able to get them that desired result. Recall that this man has been in that team, he has been part of that team for a long time. And so I think he has what it takes. He already has all the experiences. He should be left to take the Super Falcons to the World Cup, because like I said, the players are already familiar with his tactics, and bringing a new coach at this point is just going to disbalance everything, because a new person is going to come with new tactics, new skills, and new knowledge to the girls. So at this point, I don't think that's what the Falcons need at this moment.
All right, the World Cup, of course, will take place in New Zealand come next year, and we hope to see so many good things come up. But for me, if there is a need for a coach to actually come into the Super Eagles, I think this is just the Super Falcons. This is just the right time.
This is the right time.
Because you can't bring a coach 2 weeks to the competition and expect a miracle to take place. The World Cup will come next year. You still have so much time to prepare. If you need to bring one, this is just the right time. Away from that, let's go straight to the international scene. We are winning back heavyweight belts from Alexander Usyk. Would be no big deal. Anthony Joshua has confirmed that it will be nothing to him to regain his heavyweight titles on Saturday. Joshua, who is just 32 years of age, can reclaim the title only if he defeats that man known as Alexander Usyk. Don't forget, he has the WBA, that's the super weight there, WBA and IBF titles by beating Alexander Usyk in their rematch. Joshua will also fight for the Ring Magazine title after Tyson Fury vacated the belt earlier this week. It's the first time in his 26th career that Joshua has challenged for the prestigious belt. Despite being able to avenge his defeat by Andy Ruiz Jr. in 2019, do you see Joshua coming to do the same against Usyk? We only have hours counting to this fight.
Well, talking about Anthony Joshua, I think he's a good fighter. He lost his belt, his 3 belt, like you said, WBO, WBF, and also IBF belt. He lost all of them in that fight against Alexander Usyk. But I think it's not the right time for Joshua to start making mouth. He should fight. He should defeat Usyk first before making all this boast, making all this boast. I think this is a form of distraction. How many times have you seen Usyk in the news talking about this fight? Usyk has not said anything. The only thing we heard about Usyk was about, even from his promoter, he said Usyk is going to win the fight in honor of his nation, that's Ukraine, which of course we know that they are being bombarded by Russia. That's the only thing we've heard from Alexander Usyk at the moment. But for Joshua, who has been defeated, I think he should just calm down and get that win before coming out to make to talk. Recall that there's another belt, another competition waiting for him.
Yes.
Just after this one, he'll be preparing for that one also. So he needs all the concentration he can get, because this is going to be a very, very important fight in his career. If he loses the belt, he may not be as popular again, in quotes, like he used to be, but let him win this one before making all the noise.
All right, though I see Joshua winning the fight in this rematch. Yeah, that's all I can just say. We'll move away to tennis now, telling you that a British teenager who has been very dominant in form at the Cincinnati Open ended as 7th seed. Jessica Pegula proved a sharp step up in a class for the British #1, that's Emma Raducanu. Raducanu has trounced veterans Serena Williams and Victoria Azarenka, but lost 7-5, 6-4 to Pegula in the last 16. Now the 19-year-old switches her focus to defending her own crown at the US Open, which starts in New York on 29 August.
Well, talking about the young star, talking about Raducanu, I think she has been in a wonderful form. I recall that she was able to defeat the great, talking about Serena Williams.
And even Victoria Azarenka.
Yes, so I think it's the time for her to increase her pace. Recall that upon all her struggle, she's still not the world #1. We still have Polish Iga Swiatek just waiting and relaxing.
Naomi Osaka still ranked above her also.
Naomi Osaka has not really been at her best.
Yeah, but of course still ranked above,
Yes, still ranked above her, yes.
So you won't take that away.
Yes.
Now we'll switch things now to football, where we see Manchester United about to complete a move for Real Madrid star, and that's talking about that very man known as Casemiro. But before getting there, Mike Dean has said that he actually saw some errors in that game, that he's coming to say it was his fault. He would have called Anthony Taylor to check the screen, his pitch side screen, to see when Christian Romero pulled the air of Marc Cucurella, the new signing there in Chelsea. Before we get to Casemiro, let's talk about this quickly. What do you feel? Mike Dean making that mistake, that much error, what do you feel now quickly?
Well, of course, it's a very long time anyone has done something like that in football. It's a very hard time. Some players, some footballers were talking about. Some footballers were talking about the likes of David Luiz of Chelsea, and of course Marcelo of Real Madrid. How they kept their own head, they kept patterns of style like this. And after the game, we saw Cucurella coming out to say it is his style, like he cannot cut his hair. And I think what played out was that the referee was a bit too harsh on the Chelsea players that day. That's just true. You saw the surge of adrenaline. The coach, Tuchel, for the first time in his career, he was aggressive. And we hardly see that from, I think, the Russian. We hardly seen that with the German, yes, beg your pardon. And so I think going into that game, the referee has to apologize, and a good thing that he came out to do so. All
right, let's see what happens as the World Cup, of course, is coming so close. Will this be a doubt, or will this be a decisive one for Mike Dean, who stood out as the VAR referee on that very day? Quickly, let's go straight to Manchester United camp, where Casemiro is expected to join the team today after his medicals. And do you see that as a good move for United?
Yes, of course, it's a good move. We need midfielders at the moment. The midfield have not really been balanced. So I think Casemiro is a good player. He has already agreed what they will pay him at Manchester United is also more than what he has been receiving at Real Madrid.
Casemiro has been with Real Madrid since 2013, winning 3 La Liga titles and 5 Champions League. United are bottom of the Premier League and will actually play host to Liverpool on Monday. And this is the size of today's edition. We just hope to see what the matches will be like this weekend in the Premier League and other parts of Europe. At least United will be against Chelsea, that's on Sunday, but Tottenham against Wolves tomorrow by 12:30. I remain my humble self, Richard Badung, and with me in the studio has been
I am Aidan Luben.
Thank you for watching.